Right, everyone, here we are with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. And to all the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. And to all the subscribers, welcome back. All I ask for in return for the time and effort that I put in to make these videos for all the viewers and investors is for you to smash that like button to let me know you watched this video and that you found value in all the information that I'm sharing with you guys. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the top ticker symbols right now. They're going to be SPACs, even IPO stocks or stocks that have been on the market for several years that have presented themselves as opportunities. So we're going to talk about all types of stocks here, just a few of them so that you're aware of them. I definitely recommend doing further due diligence on just looking at these charts, but I'm here to enlighten you guys. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not in no shape or form telling you guys to buy, sell, or hold any positions, but I am here to equip every single investor. So over in the S&P 500 index, we talked about in the last several weeks and month since February how we were presenting ourselves to be in a correction. Well, we certainly did. This seemed like the bottom. We've come back up, and again, we're pulling back a little bit, okay? I'm not saying this is a correction, but I did do a full video talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly on what could happen. So if you want to check that out, I am definitely going to post that down below in the description. It's going to be called the stock market or S&P 500, the good, the bad, and the ugly, so that you guys can relate to it. So I'm going to put that down below in the description to see more about it. But in these conditions, as the stock market is pulling back, or if this is the bottom, this is the opportunity to be ready like a hawk to strike for the opportunities, because stocks are cheaper than ever, or cheaper than we're going to see now than there will be tomorrow. You always want to remember that. So the first one is FRX, Forest Road Acquisition Corp. This is a merger company. It's going to merge two companies at once, which will be a three-way merger. And this has to do a lot with the sector of Peloton. We saw how Peloton did. FRX has potential. They're going to merge with Beachbody, and they're going to merge with Mixed Fitness. Definitely do more research on it. This is definitely one I recommend every single investor and viewer checking out, because, I mean, ignore all this in the past, but right here is where it basically IPO'd. We're below IPO or about break even, and it hit a high here of $18, and there hasn't even been a merger. Just wait for it. It's going to be a big deal. I think it should be happening sometime in quarter 2, quarter 3 of this year. So check that out. You'll see more about it. I did a full video on it, but definitely recommend doing more due diligence than just my videos or me saying it. But this is something I don't want you to miss. The next one is CCIV. CCIV is down, I mean, tremendously. It hit a high here of $65, pulled back down, sitting at around the $20 mark. Anything below $20 would definitely be a steal. We need to see if there's another pullback, or was this the bottom? Because if it was, then you want to jump on this as soon as possible. And I'm going to be honest with you, CCIV is a stock that no matter what prices you're buying at, you should not be worried about what's going on cent by cent or dollar by dollar, because this is in the EV sector and it's said to be Tesla's US competitor. I mean, this is probably going up in that direction. So cents and dimes here have no impact, right? Obviously, you want to get in as low as you can, but have no impact on the long-term potential. But you want to watch it carefully to see if you can get a better opportunity. I completely agree. But this is one you want to watch, especially in these market conditions. Now, the next one is NEO. And I talked about this one yesterday. NEO has presented itself to be an opportunity big time, especially in these market conditions, because right now, it's not just the market, but the US and China relations are a little bit tense, and it filed yesterday to $34. The lowest we've seen it was 31. It's already jumped up since I talked about it, all the way up to almost 39. That was a nice jump today. We need to watch this carefully. Tomorrow's Friday. Let's see if it pulls back, or we need to see how next week turns out. But right now, it seems like we've bottomed out at this point right now with most of the stocks, and also the S&P 500 has bottomed out right here at the 3,800. Doesn't mean it's over. We could get some random spikes in the treasury yields, or the fear index going up, but we'll have to see. Beyond the whole bigger picture, this is literally 50% off from those highs. So, hey, that's another one you definitely want to keep in mind. Now, this is one that ARK Invest just keeps on loading up. I've talked about it over at the Patreon, and I talked about it as it was going downwards. And I said the closer it gets to $10, the more interesting. This is definitely one I'm really intrigued with, and it's sitting right now at 10.04. It hit a low here of 9.85, 10.04, 10.05, give or take. This is a steal. You're back to IPO pricing or real close to it or below it by a few cents, but this ran up to $18. So much room for the future of this company's merger, because it's said to merge with Archer, which is going to be like a flying taxi type of service, which, keep in mind, we're going into the future, right? 10 years ago, today would be presented as the future. 10 years from now is what we're seeing these companies projecting to become and do. And the future is here, where it's not like we're waiting for it. We're transitioning into it. And this is going to be very interesting. Flying taxi, right? Type of service. If you look them up, ACIC and Archer merger, you'll find all the information on them. Now, I don't think you're going to get instant gratification from this. This is more of like a long-term type of play, but the earlier you get in and you own stocks, the earlier you got it before this became a norm. But they're said to be the number one in its class. Archer is boasting about that, to be the number one in its class in this sector. And I mean, there could be some hype towards the merger like we saw here. I don't know if it could be the same or beyond it or close to it. But the long term, things could get a little bit weak. But, this is one of those that you may want to consider watching and, building your position towards the future. Stocks don't just end up, up at $100 by themselves. It takes time. One of my favorite ones to show as an example has always been Apple. Apple back in 06 and 05, it wasn't Apple. It was just getting started. It was sitting at $4, $2. Now, if you do the reverse splits, or not the reverse splits, but the stock splits, and you calculate this, this would be probably almost worth $20, $30 at the time. But, I mean, think about that. Right now, based off the chart, it was at $4. And then after 08, it hit 6, it pulled back. And in 2012, it went ahead and 5x. Then it dipped again. Then it went back up. It dipped again, and it went back up. That's when it went ahead and did a 10x move, pulled back, and since then it's just been running. And now it's almost, a whole entire 1,400% up, right? So a 100x move almost, or 50x move when you do the math. But at the end of the day, Apple took time to get there. And that's the same thing with the future. When you're investing in the future, you're not investing today and instant gratification. You're investing for tomorrow. I always say that, no pun intended. That's why I made this channel, to make every single investor and viewer be aware that, yeah, day trading and swing trading, awesome strategies, but those are just strategies. Investing is long term. The reason why it's long term is because when you invest long term, you minimize your risk, right? I'm not saying it disappears, but you minimize it, okay? You minimize your losses and you can maximize your profits. Now, the other one I want to share with you guys is a little bit more speculative, but this is going to disrupt in its sector. I'm not even kidding. This one right here, I could see this 10x, almost up to 100x based off its competitors and the others in the sector. And there's no basically device. I was about to say machine, but device is a better word. There's no device that can match up to what Sensionics Holdings Inc. has created. I definitely recommend checking out their website, checking out this company, checking out what they do. It has to do with the health field and insulin pumps, right? And it's just a game changer. It's going to change lives. That's one of the biggest things I like to look for. Companies that are going to change lives. This is a little bit more on the speculative play because it's been a penny stock, but on this run up, Vanguard, BlackRock, and a lot of different institutional investors have been loading up, and even on the way down. So this is one of those that it's going to take time because they need to start building their revenue. FDA approval is coming closer to Q2, Q3, which is in the next 3 months to 6 months. That's something to be mindful of. And, you know, you start building your positions early, right? You want to try to catch these stocks early. And it's kind of hard to know if you're finding a stock early, right? But based off of all the due diligence in this one, I'm going to have it pop up soon. It's going to pop up somewhere up here. And you're going to see the stock video that I did about Sensionics. If you want to check that out, I definitely recommend clicking on it. I go into a full deeper dive. And how do you know that you're getting in early? Well, when a stock is going to change lives, you know you're getting in early. When a stock has to do with a sector that others have already performed really well, you have a sense of possibly getting in early if this is going to take a market share from those others that are performing really well. You also look at how long it took them to grow and become really well. And then you can kind of get an idea, whoa, this is pretty early. Now, a lot of investors will say, well, I'm a little late. It came from 35 cents and it's sitting at 286. That's one way to look at it. But if you really look at it from the bigger picture and the opportunity with the FDA approval and the revenue that's going to start coming in year over year, you know, all these prices and cents don't matter compared to where this one could go. And I could be completely wrong. And I'm just drawing a straight line up because the potential's there. I definitely recommend doing your due diligence on this one. A lot of room. Now, another speculative one that I want a lot of investors to be aware of, that it is speculative because it's in the genomics sector, is Bionanogenomics Inc., BNGO stock. This stock had a run. Now, it started to run when institutional investors started to load up. It dipped down from $3 and it took off all the way up to 15 through all the volatility, a lot of hype, a lot of, you know, big expectations. ARK Invest was another rumor that they might invest in this one. And ARK Invest has even came out, Kathy Wood, to speak about it. And she said great things about it. She's not even like, you know, bashing it or saying anything like, I don't see myself with it or anything like that. She just said good things. She was neutral about either getting a position or not. Those rumors are still lingering around. But beyond the point of her entering or not, she may feel like she got in late or she doesn't see enough room for her liking, right? She's focused on other things. But BNGO has been loaded up by other institutional investors bigger than ARK Invest, and it has a device that's first in its class, and they're the only ones with the patent and the device that can do such a technology that's going to change the genomics way of doing things, right? That's the one thing. It's called the Sapphire. I definitely recommend doing research on that. This hit a low here of $5 and some change, then recently $6.78, and it's running up already almost a whole dollar, and it hit a high here of 15, and I'm sure it could break through 15 if things start moving back upwards. The overall market starts getting that bullish sentiment and the opportunity for this company to start building revenue and getting that, you know, net profit from their device, and they have the only ones with it. They're the only ones with it. So big deal here with BNGO. Definitely add this one to your watch list as well. I'm going to have more videos like this if you guys are interested in the next few days, or maybe even tomorrow over the weekend or something like that. So if you like this video, smash that thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that like button. Share this with a friend so they're aware of this information. Do some further digging. And when you go and do that digging, come on back to this video and comment what you feel. What do you think about the different ones? And if you know about each one of these, I look forward to seeing your thoughts down below, just to confirm what I'm saying or even piggyback off of what I say. Or if you have a debate to challenge anything I'm saying, please do so and comment down below as well. I would appreciate seeing your insight because perspectives matter and not one single person sees anything the same. But when a big group of us, right, as a community are seeing something similar, that's a sign that we're on the right track of understanding what's going on. And for those that don't see it, hopefully we're here to go ahead and enlighten them, right? So they can make their own rational decisions based off of what we see, what they see, and then all the due diligence they can do and further research. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.